So, we're making a YouTube video about us. It's kind of like a storytime video about us right now. And we're in our onesies. This is Batman, obviously. I don't know. I'm Minions.
A pirate minion?
Yeah, a pirate minion. And it's also Savannah's birthday today. 22nd birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday
Stop.
to you. Okay, this is our storytime video where we're talking a little bit about us.
Because we have a lot of funny stories. We were in the same stake for youth.
Yeah.
And we would be at all the same stuff. The dances.
So we saw each other when we were like 14.
And we knew
really
of each other.
We didn't really interact until after I came home from my mission and like you came home from school and we were both in the same ward. The very first time that I remember talking is when we were at a game night at my house.
I first talked to you because you started juggling. And I was like, he was in my stake, and he would always juggle at the talent shows.
That's right.
And so I asked you, I was like, were you in the Arapaho stake?
Oh, yeah.
And you said yes.
That was one of the first times that I really noticed you, and I did recognize you. That was like one of my first thoughts, was that you were super cute. I couldn't remember your name, and so I asked you, like, what was your name again? You said something, but it was so loud that, like, it sounded like you said Fia. And I'm like, oh, is it Fia? And you're like, no, it's Seva. Oh.
I think he over-dramatized
Over-dramatized it? It's pretty, I think it's accurately dramatized.
It was probably more like, it's Svea.
I know, but I was still like, oh, sorry. Then the next time after that, we really talked was at the camp out.
It was like kid history is what we talked about.
We just talked about stuff that we were interested in, which we're interested in like all the same stuff.
Yeah, but I remember, it was like, and then eventually you got my phone number and we were texting.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I think he's gonna ask me on a date. But I was just like, I don't really know how I feel about him.
Oh,
I was like, he's kind of a goofball. And I remember saying to my sister, I said, I'm not gonna ask him on a date. But if he asks me, I'll say yes. Like at the end of summer, and you really wanted to go to Waterworld.
Yeah.
And I said I would go with him.
So, for those of you who don't know, Waterworld is a water park. I thought, so she had said something about having been to Waterworld before, but when she was like really little.
Yeah.
And this is our very first date. Like this is the first time that we've gone on a date.
I wasn't really sure if it was a date.
So I was just like, we should just go to Waterworld. And so then we were just texting back and forth about this. And oh my gosh, neither one of us knew what was going on with the other. We were not on the same page. Yeah, I'm really excited because I'm going to be able to get a good tan.
I'm going to be able to even out my tan.
I'm going to be able to even out my tan.
And I said, that was random.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking...
And you said...
Is it? I was like, the sun, tanning.
And I was like, I know how tanning works.
Okay, like, man, this chick does not get me. Like, at all. I didn't know what was happening. And
but we just keep going.
Yeah, we went with it anyway. And I picked her up that Saturday to go, and she opens the door. She's wearing jeans and a Batman t-shirt. Very similar. I'm wearing my swim trunks.
And a shirt.
And a shirt. And my first thought is, okay, it makes total sense that she's wearing jeans because...
Girls wear...
Yeah, like, girls don't want to go to a place wearing their swim clothes. Like, it's very different for girls and guys, Like, they want to change when they're there or, like, wear it under or whatever.
And at first, I wasn't really sure if they were swim trunks. But then once we got in the car, I was like, they are swim trunks. Yeah. I was just like, man, is he thinking he's gonna get wet?
So, if you haven't caught it yet, she thought that this was like an aquarium.
I thought it was like Sea World. And I was just thinking, oh, I guess he's expecting to get splashed by the whales. We don't say anything
right,
to
we don't
each
say
other.
anything about that. We say stuff to each other, but we don't say anything about that. And so, like...
We're driving.
And we talk about Walking Dead, like, the majority of the time.
How far is it from here?
It's probably about 35-minute drive.
Yeah, so it's quite a...
Yeah, it's 45. A distance. 35, 45 minutes, depending on traffic.
So it's quite a distance. You, like, pull off.
We get over this hill.
And then all of a sudden I see it, and I turned to him and said...
No. She sees the slides.
Yeah.
Like, there are slides. And she's like, are those slides? And then she said...
Is this a water park?
And we just sit there in silence. We're looking like, yeah?
And I was like, I'm not wearing a swimsuit.
Are you serious? Like, is this
we
really happening?
So we pull into the parking lot trying to figure out what we're gonna do, and I was like, maybe we can go see a movie.
Yeah, she's like saying, I'll pay for ice cream for you. Like, we can go see
really
Ant-Man.
bad.
And I'm just sitting there like, I'm in my swim trunks. I'm not going anywhere in my swim trunks. What are we gonna do? And I'm just like, and I really wanted to go. Like, this was like the week before Labor Day, and so
it was just about to close.
And I was like, I haven't been in years, and I really wanted to go. So I'm just like, could we like stop by Walmart and you could get a swimsuit?
And I said, okay.
We get her a swimsuit.
So we're set up for disaster at this point.
Yeah, we're both just like, what the heck is going on? But I still think that she's like way fun to talk. It was super easy to talk.
Yeah.
Like that entire time, there was like nothing awkward or anything, just some miscommunication. I remember as we're pulling into the Walmart parking lot, she's talking about something about school, and she says something about my cowboy friend. And I couldn't quite hear her again, and I was just like, what? And she says it again. She's like, my cowboy friend. And I'm like, what? And I'm hearing my kind of boyfriend. And I'm like,
I forgot about that.
You are on a date with me. Of course, she still didn't know that this was a date. And I'm like, you're on a date with me, and you have a kind of boyfriend? I'm like, shoot, like I'm really into this girl. And she has a boyfriend back at school. And so I straight up asked her, I'm like, what do you mean by kind of boyfriend? And she's like, what? And she had no idea what I was talking about.
I was like...
And then eventually, it clicks for her. And she's like, no, my cowboy friend. Oh my gosh. I had a huge wave of relief roll over me. There's only 2 other times that I've ever had that wave of relief. 1, when I peed, and 2, when I have a cop turn on its lights behind me and it turns out it's following another car. It was that serious. So...
we get the swimsuit, we go to the park.
Have a blast. It's so much fun.
We park and we're like, well, how are we going to remember where we're parked? And I'm like...
it's on aisle M.
It's M for misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding. That right there was the misunderstanding.
It's not. And then so whenever we have a moment of that happens, we say, we're
M.
parked on row M.
Yeah.
I almost lost my swimsuit at one point.
Oh, and I didn't even know that until like months later. She didn't feel comfortable telling me that. So yeah, that was our Waterworld experience. It was a good time. We'll definitely go back.
It was a lot of fun.
We'll go back at some point. It was a lot of fun. So now you know kind of like our first impressions of each other and like our first date experience. Ever since then, like things have just been really good. Like we've both been super, super happy.
Yeah.
It's been super good, and like we're both super happy. We've had previous experiences that have made things hard for us that I feel like I needed you because you were the only one that could understand it.
Yeah.
You know, like we understand each other because of the past that we've had. And so that's been super helpful. And so all of this is leading up to one big thing. We're engaged.
Is it in the shot?
I don't know. Look at the ring. Look at it.
He's like,
there it is.
my arm.
It's an engagement ring for any of you that can't tell. We're engaged. And so we are super, super happy. We're getting married in the middle of this upcoming January 2016. And so I guess I'll give you a little bit of background of how things went down for this.
I had no idea.
Yeah, she had no idea. When I was talking to her dad, because, you know, I'm an old-fashioned guy, I wanted to talk to her dad about it. So I text him. Okay, actually, I text her mom and her dad. I text her mom asking her about something because I originally had kind of a different idea of how I was going to propose. I asked her to take a picture of all the trees in their backyard because I work for a window cleaning company that does holiday lighting during the winter, and I really wanted to decorate her backyard until I realized that there wasn't that much back there to decorate. I thought that there were more trees. The last time I'd been back there,
a tree.
Yeah, they have one tree and it's huge. And I text her straight up. I say, hey, can you take a picture of your trees in your backyard without Seva knowing and text it to me? She's like, yeah, sure. she takes a picture of the one tree that they have, and then she texts me later saying, hey, I can't get it through the phone, so I'm going to put it in a private chat on Facebook. And I'm like, okay, that works. Okay. She puts it on my wall on Facebook.
Oh. I never saw it.
Luckily, she didn't see it, but it was up there for like 3 days, because I hardly ever check my Facebook. What part of Savannah not knowing do you understand? Well, this runs in the family a little bit. Well, not runs in the family, runs between a marriage a little bit, because then I text her dad, and I ask him, I'm like, hey, Tim, can we meet up sometime this week for breakfast? And without Savannah knowing. I know that I put that in the text. So we go out to breakfast. We have to go to a couple of different places because things were closed that early in the morning. We talk, you know, and I really like her dad. It was actually a really fun breakfast. And I'm like, so I'm sure you know I invited you to have this breakfast, and you know why I didn't want Savannah to know. And then I just bore my heart out to him. I told him how much Savannah means to me, that she makes me so happy. I need her. You know, and so I asked him for his permission. He said that he would be happy to have me as part of the family. And so right before we leave, though, I make sure to even ask him, what are you going to tell Savannah when you get home so that she doesn't know that you were out here with me? And he's like, oh, I'll tell her that I went out for my morning burrito.
Which is totally usual.
Yeah.
So I would have no suspicion.
Right. I almost ruined it that day because, like, the night before, he had to go to the emergency room or whatever because he had bronchitis. And I get there that night just to hang out with Savannah, and she's like, yeah, my dad's got pneumonia. And I full on, don't you mean bronchitis?
You did say it.
Did I actually say it?
You said,
oh,
you mean bronchitis?
Yeah,
and I thought you had just seen the papers that were on the table that said that.
I got way lucky. The next day, she texts me while I'm at work, and she's like, so my dad told me that you guys talked.
Yeah.
What?
he like came up to me and he's like, so did Nathan tell you that we had breakfast together?
Are you serious? What? Out of all the like 3, 4, 5 times that I said without Savannah knowing, and you still talk to her? So, I mean, like, at that point, I kind of thought that my cover was blown. I mean, we had obviously talked about wanting to get married. Like, she knew, like, we both knew that we wanted to get married. Now she'd be kind of expecting a proposal. Keep saying to her stuff like, yeah, we're gonna need to, so we're going out to Utah
for Thanksgiving
this upcoming week. It's at her family, it's with her family, and I kept saying stuff like, we're gonna need to look at rings while we're out there, you know, because my work schedule is super busy throughout the entire time that a jewelry store would be open. And so, like, there's no way. That's why I got the ring online. And
I had no idea.
She had sent me like a bunch of ideas, and after I had already ordered it, I asked her which one of those is her favorite. And she pointed to the one that I ordered. Man, I know my girl. Like, she has no idea that I'm gonna propose. So, like we said, her birthday's today. We decided to have a birthday dinner on Friday. So today is Sunday, so 2 days ago we decided to have this birthday dinner, and we went out for sushi, which was super good.
Yeah.
We really liked it. It was really good. And it was like snowing.
It was cold.
It was really cold. It was super cold. And I'm just like, oh, shoot, I forgot your gift out in the car. Forgot, because I didn't forget. I meant to leave it there. It's in my trunk. She opens up this bag, and there's a Captain America jacket in there. And I'm like, yeah, check the pockets. There are gifts in the pockets. And she looks in one.
It was paydays. Because on Halloween we went trick-or-treating. And we combined our candy until we had the chance to split it in half. Well, I went over and we're splitting it in half, and I see this wrapper. And I was like, oh, there was paydays? There was only one in the bag, and he ate it.
I seriously, like, we were just walking, and I just wanted to snag one piece of candy. And I reach in there, first candy I pull out is that dang payday. And so I just eat it, thinking, there's gotta be a lot more in there. No. And she really likes paydays.
I don't really like them, but I do like them.
Okay, that part's getting edited out. She really likes paydays. And so she was disappointed. Yeah, so I got her like these king-size paydays, right? Put them in that pocket. And then in the other pocket
was a little Captain America shield keychain. Could be like, oh, you got me a ring for my birthday.
So then Like, I just give her this great big hug. She's opening it at the trunk of my car before she even opens it. It's so cold. She's like, can I open this in the car? And my first thought is, no! Like, you can't open this in the car because then I can't kneel down in the car. And so I'm hugging her and I'm telling her, like, just how much she means to me.
Super sweet stuff.
Like, that I just love her so much and that I always, always, always am. And then I pull back and I start kneeling down while I'm taking the ring out of my pocket, but before the ring is out of my pocket, she just goes,
are you serious?
And so then I pull the ring out, and she's still standing, like, super close to me, so, like, it's kind of like...
Yeah.
Because it's cold, like, we were trying to stay warm. And so, like, you know, I propose, and she's excited, I'm excited. She obviously said yes, she's wearing a ring right now, like, she said yes. And we were both, like, super happy about it, but we were also really cold. But then we get in the car. It was cold, okay? And she thought that I was nervous about proposing because my leg was shaking
really
so bad. It was, like, violent. Because I was texting our friend Jordan Riddle, shout out! Anyway, I was texting her, and I'd already put the car in gear, and, like, my foot was on, like, brake to stop it from, like, rolling. And my leg just wouldn't stop shaking. So she thinks I was all nervous. But really, like, proposing to her was, like, the most natural thing in the world. Like, it's just easy. I feel like our relationship is just, like, smooth. It's just easy. Like, things are good. So, we're super excited. We're engaged. We're getting married January 16th, 2016. And, yeah, now you're all in on it. So, love you!
Love you.